Hey everybody, welcome back to Hubby Can't Craft, the Mustang edition today. While I was working on some of the fuel inlet issues that I was having, not really issues, but just poor workmanship on the engine swap people. I didn't do it myself. There's some things that you want to leave to the professionals, or you want to leave to yourself when you have a lot of time. And so I didn't have a lot of time, so I had who I thought were professionals do the engine swap, and you know, they do more than I do. If they've done 3, they've done 2 more than me. And so this guy is the oil temperature switch line, and it's got kludged on here this just regular spade lug. And granted, when you're rolling down the road, if this thing pops off, it just looks like your motor's out of oil and you'd pull over. And so here you can see where that switch goes on, and it's got that little nubbin on there. And I looked on the other motor that was in here, and it's got the same kind of switch. This is a newer one. My inclination to take it out is not so much, because it's, I mean, it works fine. The factory gauge switch is on a post that sticks out 2 or 3 inches, and then it's got another doodad. You know, the switch is way out here. And I don't think, my old motor didn't have that on there. It had this style. And so the question is, what should this be? Because they, you know, this, whether they kludged this on there, it looks, or the previous owners did, or somebody kludged it on there and it ain't the right thing. So what we're going to do today in the Can't Craft category is get the somewhat correct switch. Now, you can go online and you can buy a lead to splice onto this for, like, it's like a $15 to $20 piece of wire with a connector on it. So back over here, this is the appropriate deal. So let's go, now that I've got this all screwed up. So this connector here, it's called like a Packard 56 or some crazy thing. And it's got the spring, see that, on the front side for to keep some tension. And so if you put this on here, it kind of keeps, and so it won't wobble off. Well, that's infinitely better than this kludge, I would say. However, there should be a cap on it. And that's this. However, what's the problem with that? It needs a slot so that you can put the thing over it and it'll be protected. And so what we're going to craft up today on Hubby Can't Craft is trying to kludge a slot into these. So when you put this in, so what we're going to try to do today is kludge a slot into this guy, so when this, see, it's got this clip on here and it snaps in, and it'll have enough room, enough slot to get over this pin and engage this and be nice and protected. And I looked to see if I could buy this, just this long piece that disappears back somewhere here, and I didn't see it offered anywhere, so it's probably a part of the whole harness. And really, I don't need to do that. I could just come back here and crimp a piece on, but the wire's fine. It's a little, maybe a little tight. I should probably see if I could find some of this stuff. Some of this looming. I can put some of that black looming. I got plenty of that. Put that on there, and then it'll be nice and neat. So, just for reference sake, I got the connectors and the parts from a place called the Connector Store online. I actually found this searching for, you know, a spade lug or whatever on Google, and it directed me to a GMC site, which directed me to the repairconnector.com site, and this is where the Packard 56 designation came from. And I had to do a little other work because they had five of these for $3 or whatever, and 5 of these, and they were Packard 56, and then they had like 50 Packard 56, but I'm a weirdo and I thought, well, if the designation isn't the same at the 25, are they the same? And so I wrote them an email. They got right back to me and said, yep, they're all the same designation. They're all the same parts. So Packard 56, whatever that means. I don't know if they were used on 56 Packards or that's just, I don't know what that's all about. But they seem to be the appropriate ones minus the slot, and that's what we're going to see if we can't figure out. I got this end mill. I think that's an end mill, or yeah, that's not an end mill. I'm going to try this because it's got a flat thing, and I'm thinking maybe I can route that somehow. So, see how it goes. And this guy is going to go down in there, but I don't think it goes in. Oh, it probably goes in that way. Like that, but I've got to get a wire in there, so stand by. Let me find a wire. I think this wire's a little fat. It's COVID wire. It's just a little fat. And I kind of wanted to mimic how I would have to do it because I could solder it the engine bay, but this would be a lot easier to just do it like that. I won't strip it quite far. It's back. Just do it like that. Huh. It's probably infinitely better than what's in there now. So then we'll put this in here. Aha! And we'll go see if this works. Stand by. There's our new piece. Does it or doesn't it? Looks like it's got to go over that. I don't think that's it. I don't quite think that's it. It is pretty fat. It's pretty fat. Chow Yun fat. It's probably just a little bit bigger than the other slot. It's probably how. Well, that's why we do these videos, is so we can see what mistakes we're making. Well, I think it's doing it. I think the metal doodle is kind of sliding on there. Isn't it? Kind of pulled out when I did that. I think it's. Oh, how can we decide if we've got a good connection there? I guess I could put a meter on it and just see if it's. That ain't gonna tell me nothing. Shoot. So if there's some way I can push this on and push this down over it. No, nobody can. So I use some little screwdriver, and you push that tab right there down, which is now bent down, but it comes up a little bit, and that's what keeps it from backing out. But the front keeps it from going through. So I guess let me check this first. So it kind of rides on the outside of that brass deal. That, but I don't want it riding on the inside because that's where the That's where this thing has to go. This thing has to go like that. And it's pretty obvious when it seats, I think. So I just can't see it seat, so that clicks in like that. You can put this in there and undo it like that. So now it's kind of locked in. Now I don't think it's getting on there. Well, crumb. Well, all great plans. That's why that place sells theirs for $30. It's sort of on there. Huh. Now I think it's on. That's on there. Like that. I'm pretty sure that's the way it's supposed to be. Alright, so I think that'll work. Well, when I get it all screwed back together and the fuel inlet in, it will, I'll start it, and if it, I'll put the end on here, and some new looming, and if it decides it doesn't want to cooperate, I'll have to redo it. But if nothing else, I can just take this off, the plastic piece, and just use the metal, and probably put a little shrink wrap on there, and it would be, put a little shrink wrap back here, this instead of this big honker thing, and it would work out pretty well. Actually, I think if I mill this back, or I just sand that back a little bit, cut it back, this will fit over there really pretty nice. And when you look down in here, it'll look as it should. And that's kind of the point of my exercise on this. So, all right, one hubby can't craft project in the can. When I get the fuel delivery system, I'll figure it out and I get it all buttoned up. And that's what we try to do here on Hubby Can't Craft. Thanks for watching. That is the clip assembly for that oil pressure switch, where I've routed out that case for it to go around the clip, so the clip's just not sitting out there raw. So the only downside is once you get the fuel tube in there, it's really close.